Science Bowl is very special. I participated in it. I watch it. My children watch it. My grandchildren watch it. It's a legend, not just in Prince George's County, but throughout the state. And I just want to say congratulations for a job well done. 30 years and counting.
It's time again for the Science Bowl.
Zoo Parade for 5. What big teeth the hippo has are actually a pair of these. Science Potpourri for 10. Would a snake most likely eat every day? Every week, Dateline Science for 10. Why are some elephants wearing necklaces these days? Green things for 15.
And now, here's your host, Mr. Z himself, Dave Zarin.
Thank you and welcome to the Science Bowl. 2 outstanding elementary schools here today vying for the chance to take on Cesar Chavez and perhaps ultimately going to the Final Four for this year's elementary school championships. Let's meet today's teams. First from Kenilworth Elementary School. Say hello please to Finn Whitaker, Teresa Kendra, and Isadora Kaufman. And from Whitehall Elementary, here they are, Jaden Walker, Alan Velasquez, and Aubrey Higley. And now here are the categories of questions we use on the Science Bowl.
Okay, Mr. Z, here's today's categories. Green things, questions about plants and all things green and growing. Zoo Parade, a Noah's Ark of questions about animals. Body systems, we'll see how much you know about yourself, about things like breathing and growing and digesting your food. Let's get physical. Questions that test your knowledge of physics and chemistry, earth science and space science. Then there's Science Potpourri. Here's a grab bag of science questions, everything from air pollution to the kitchen sink. And finally, Dateline Science. We'll ask you about science history and science in the news.
Here on the Science Bowl, our game board reflects question difficulty with the easier questions on the left. They're worth 5 and 10 points. The tougher ones, 15, 20, ultimately 25, the toughest question of them all. Both of our teams start out at 50 points, no penalties ever for incorrect answers. End of the 2 rounds today, one of these 2 good-looking teams will come back to play, as we said, Cesar Chavez Elementary, for a chance to become one of the Final Four this year. Let's make sure everything works properly. Let's go to the red team. And Teresa, would you try that buzzer? It looks and sounds good. Good luck to you, to Finn and to Isadora, our 3 fourth graders here. And Whitehall, Alan, would you give it a push? All right, he's got that confident push over there. Good luck to you, to Aubrey, and to Jaden, our 5th graders. And let's have a good game. Kenilworth, first time here. You got a bye in the competition because your school did so well last year. And Whitehall, this is your 3rd appearance here. Kind of the Bowie battle here today. All right, K before W. So Kenilworth, let's start.
Dateline Science for 10.
Dateline Science for 10 points. Teams, they are still debating whether or not a man in India was killed by one of these space rocks that people say hit him. Teresa?
A meteor.
A meteor, yeah. The last time it was actually recorded was back in 1825. Some people think it might have been the frozen waste that fell from an airplane. Kind of awful. Yeah. All right, try again. Red.
Green things for 10.
Green things for 10 points. Teams, during the Super Bowl, there was a commercial about what it was like long time ago. The cube of Rubik, Scott Baio, and then they talked about these vegetables that some people call alligator pears that are used to make, Whitehall.
Avocados?
Avocados, yeah, to make guacamole. Yeah, they were important way back then and they're important today. Yes, indeed. Good answer. Thanks, Aubrey. Go green.
Zoo Parade for 10.
Zoo Parade, 10 points. Teams, one of the Super Bowl commercials that everyone liked this year for Honda was of an ovine chorus. Yes, these farm animals were singing. You have to know what ovine means to answer that. Whitehall, what were they?
Pigs?
Not pigs, good try. This ovine chorus were what kinds of farm animals singing, Teresa?
I'd like to pass it to Isadora.
Isadora?
Cows?
Sheep. Sheep were singing. Try again, green.
Science Potpourri for 5.
Potpourri for 5 points, teams. According to a recent survey, for the 25th year in a row, the Labrador Retriever is the #1 dog in America. Dropping off the list for the first time in the last 10 years was this tiny dog named for a state in Mexico, Kenilworth.
Chihuahua?
A Chihuahua. Oh, I got that in stereo. Nicely done. All right, go red.
Body systems for 5.
Body systems for 5 points. Teams, this social contagion which involves opening your mouth very wide to force air up into your ears, can also reveal to people, Whitehall,
I would like to pass it to
Aubrey,
Yawning.
yawning, absolutely right. And if you open your mouth too wide, people can see your little uvula hanging in the back of your throat there, that little punching bag. All right, 65 for Whitehall, 65 for Kenilworth, advantage green.
Zoo parade for 5.
Zoo parade for 5 points. Teams, because there are 10 long legs sticking out from his head on SpongeBob, Squidward's last name is this. Whitehall.
Tentacle.
Tentacles, yes, he's got those 10 tentacles there. Good. Green. Let's get physical for 10 points. Teams, New Hampshire sounds like a geologist's playground because the nickname for that state is this very hard rock. Kenilworth.
Granite.
Granite, yeah, it's known as the Granite State. Good, thank you, Finn. All right, you're in the lead. No, we have a tie again, 70 all. Teresa, go.
Green things for 15.
Green things for 15 points. Teams, we all know, according to the geological timescale, that the Jurassic period was all about the dinosaurs, but it was also about these kinds of trees that include the pine and the spruce. Whitehall, what kinds of trees are they?
Evergreen.
Yes, evergreens or conifers. Well done. Good. Green.
Green things for 5.
Green things for 5 points. Teams, this very dense forest with tangled vegetation found in the tropics is the name of the book that Disney is going to show us. Whitehall.
Jungle.
The Jungle Book with Mowgli and his friends. Yes, indeed. Good. Go.
Body systems for 10.
Body systems for 10 points. Teams, the 8th, 9th, and 10th pairs of these bones, because they are not attached to the sternum, are known as false ribs. Whitehall.
Ribs?
Yeah, false ribs or floating ribs. Yes, they're all kind of attached to the 7th rib there, but they are considered false. But they're still there. We need them. Go green.
Let's get physical for 5.
Get physical for 5 points. Bill Nye the Science Guy's favorite gas is this most abundant gas in the atmosphere that if it is liquid, Alan?
Nitrogen?
Yes, if you plunge a banana or a rose in, we know that it freezes it solid. He just loves to do that. Who doesn't? Bam, banana. All right, go green.
Dateline science for 5.
Dateline science for 5 points. Wow. If you wait till 2018, you will be able to sail, thanks to a millionaire Australian businessman, on an exact replica of this ship that sank in 1912. Whitehall?
The Titanic?
The Titanic. He's making an exact copy of the Titanic. I heard you talking to each other. Teresa, you got to be faster there. If they say push it, you got to push it. All right. Whitehall, again, please.
Zoo parade for 20.
Zoo parade for 20 points is a visual question. Everybody look at the monitors, please. We all know Dr. Seuss green eggs and ham. Well, if you cracked open this big green egg, you could have a lot of green eggs and ham. This is the egg of the world's second largest flightless bird, Whitehall.
Emu?
It's an emu, yes. You didn't even need that it lives in Australia. Thank you, Aubrey. All right, the buzzer has rung. That means that first round is over. Let's check that score. Right now, Kenilworth, 75. Whitehall, 130. Lots of science more to go. We'll be back in a minute. Don't go away.
Simple moments are what make every day count.
Be out there. Be out there.
Be out there. Be out there.
Time was, kids did what came naturally. Spending free time running barefoot through the grass, wading knee-deep in streams, climbing to the tallest branch. But today, American kids are more likely found texting, watching TV, or gazing at a computer screen. They spend more than 7 hours in front of electronic media. Something essential has been lost: childhood's connection to the natural world. That's why National Wildlife Federation created the Be Out There movement. Kids move indoors causes a host of problems, from obesity to ADHD. But outdoor play can go a long way to improving kids' health, body, mind, and spirit. It helps them stay fit, enhances creativity and attention spans, and could even make them better students. Do your part. Be a part of Be Out There. There's a reason why they call it the great outdoors. Learn more at beoutthere.org.
And welcome back to Science Bowl. Nice to have you here today. Thank you for spending part of your day with us. Here we are in our 30th year of competition on Science Bowl, and our students continue to get better and better. And we've got 6 great ones here today. Let's meet them right now. Let's go to Kenilworth. Kenilworth, we said at the top of the show you got a bye in the competition because you did so well last year. And Miss Razzler, first time ever, she took over from Miss Keller, and she's doing a fantastic job. Thank you, Bonnie, for organizing this team. Teresa, tell us about Kenilworth. Who's your principal?
Mr. Henderson.
Mr. Henderson, I know he's out there rooting for you. And did you have any alternates on your team?
Anaya Satchel.
Anaya Satchel, she'll be out with Miss Razzler in just a few moments here. I always like to ask schools what they like to brag about. What's the best thing about Kenilworth? Tough to pick one, huh? I bet the teachers are great.
Yeah.
Because if the teachers aren't great, why bother coming? You know, why bother being there, you know? And all of you are in the 4th grade, and you know, that's a young age to be on this program. So I really applaud you, you know, because it's you're here, you're challenging yourself, and you've got some more years to come. You might be able to come here right on through the 8th grade. So we're going to see you grow up on the set here. Tell me about yourself, Teresa. What do you do in your spare time?
Well, I like to read and sing and play with my friends.
That's wonderful. And you told me you used to have a cat, you used to have a dog, right? No pets right now, huh? No. Well, maybe that situation will change. What do you want to do professionally?
Be a doctor or an author.
Or an author.
Or both.
Or both. You could do that. You're doing a nice job there, and I like your shirts. The Cougars footprint over there. Isadora, nice to have you here today. You're a creative young lady because you want to be an interior designer. Is that right?
Yeah, I'm just really creative, so I really want to be that.
So what does your room look like at home? Did you put your own touch to there?
Yeah, there's lots of colors, stickers everywhere. A little messy, but...
Hey, it wouldn't be normal if it weren't messy. But you know, our environment oftentimes influences our mood, so designers are real important. What do you do in your spare time?
Well, I like to read like Teresa. I like to hang out with my friends, and I like to play on my violin.
That's what, violin. Wow, how long have you played that?
This is my first year. I'm in the school band.
Well, you're a busy young lady. Thanks for making time for us today. Finn, nice to have you here. Another 4th grader. Finn, why'd you want to be here on this show?
Because I've always liked science since I was younger. I've done really good with science.
Yeah. And you told me that you want to be an entomologist.
Yeah.
And if you're watching this show, you probably know what entomology is. Tell them.
Entomology is the study of bugs.
Yeah, a lot of people don't like bugs, you know, but you do, huh?
I had a pet praying mantis once.
Oh, wow. So you are the bug man, huh?
Yeah.
Absolutely. What do you do in your spare time if you're not collecting bugs?
Like during the winter, I like playing Legos, and like during the summer, I go out and start catching bugs and stuff.
Maybe you could make some bug habitats out of the Legos in the winter. How's that?
Wow, that's a good idea.
Give you an idea,
That's a
see?
good idea.
All right.
Wow.
Good to have you guys here. Whitehall, nice to have you guys back again. Alan, tell us the Alan story. What do you want to do someday?
I want to be a lawyer and a soccer player.
Yeah, and you play soccer now, don't you?
Yes.
You play for an organized team.
I play for Maryland United.
Wonderful, wonderful. And you know, the skills you learn on the soccer field translate to this because you know you're a captain here. You've got to work, your team's got to gel here together. Whitehall, down there in Bowie, a National Blue Ribbon School. Who's your principal?
Our principal is Mr. Christian.
Absolutely. And you have not just one, not just two, but 3 sponsors, don't you? Who are they?
Miss Malott, Miss Wine, and Miss Farmer.
Yes, the wonderful trio out there. And ladies, thank you for all. This is at least your 3rd or 4th year doing this, and they always send us great players here. You've got matching shirts on over there, or is it just my imagination? What's it say on there?
Whitehall Elementary Science Bowl Team 2015-2016.
Absolutely, those are nice, and your sponsors were wonderful to have you wear those here today. Best thing about Whitehall, best thing.
The best thing about Whitehall is, well, one of the best things about Whitehall is my teacher, Miss Nowlin. She makes even the most boring things in the world seem fun, and
What a nice thing to say.
yeah.
Someone once said, that if someone could get up on the stage and just read the yellow pages and have people follow along, that is really the tribute. That's the characteristic of a real teacher, someone who cares enough about whatever they're doing, how trivial it might seem. Tell me about any alternates on your team. Did you have any, Alan? I think you got 4, don't you?
Yeah.
Can you give me their first names?
We have Leia, Sarah, Duncan, and Miriam.
Wonderful. We'll bring them out with your 3 sponsors here. Thanks, Alan. And Aubrey, you do a whole long list of things. I know you like to cook. You made some croissants lately. But you want to be a farmer someday. We
Yes.
rarely have people here in Prince George's County want to be farmers, even though this has a rural background. Why farming?
Well, if there were no farms, where would you get your vegetables? You can't say the store, because if farms didn't exist, then, well, there would be no vegetables at the store.
Absolutely right. We're so conditioned to go in and just kind of think meat comes wrapped in plastic and vegetables are just piled up, and we sometimes lose sight of that. So thank you for keeping us fed here someday, Aubrey. Jade, nice to have you back. You play the saxophone, don't you?
Yes.
Yeah, so how long you played the sax?
Now 2 years.
2 years. Do you like it?
I do.
Yeah. And there's an orchestra or a band at Whitehall you play in?
Yes.
Yeah. I remember when President Clinton went on Arsenio Hall, former talk show host, and he played his saxophone with his dark glasses on. He looked pretty cool. The sax is a pretty cool instrument. What do you do when you're not playing the sax?
I watch TV.
What's your favorite TV show?
I don't have one.
Science Bowl. Let's try that one more time. What's your favorite TV show?
Science
Thank you,
Bowl.
Jaden, for the endorsement there. What do you want to be someday?
A lawyer, then I want to be a judge.
Wonderful. You got it all planned out. You're a good player. Nice to have you back. Let's get to our game. 75 Kenilworth, 130 Whitehall. Lots of high-valued questions left. Start us out, Alan.
Body systems for 20.
Body systems for 20 points. Teams, if a person is on an airplane and they can't breathe out of their nose, doctors will sometimes make a hole in their windpipe that is otherwise known by what T-initialed term, Whitehall?
I would like to pass it to Aubrey.
Aubrey?
Trachea?
Trachea, yeah, they call it a tracheotomy. Sometimes they use a pen or a pen knife to make a hole there so that the person doesn't suffocate. Go, good answer. Go green.
Science potpourri for 15.
Potpourri for 15 points. Teams, other than the Colts, the only NFL team named for a herbivore just left St. Louis, Kenilworth.
I'd like to pass it to Isadora. Ravens?
Not the Ravens, nope. The only team other than the Colts that is named for a herbivore just left St. Louis for Los Angeles.
Rams.
The Rams, that's it. Yeah, that's the herbivore. Good comeback. Go green.
Science potpourri for 10.
Potpourri, 10 points. Teams, a lot of airplanes will no longer fly these batteries that we often use in our electronic devices because we know they catch fire. Whitehall.
Ion batteries.
More specific.
Alkaline.
Not alkaline, no. Come on, Kenilworth. What are the names of those batteries that now, because they've caused fires on board airplanes, are no longer being carried by the airlines? They're used to power a lot of our electronic devices. Judges, am I correct in pursuing this? Come on, 3 heads. I know you're going to come up with something. It's called lithium-ion batteries. Let's turn that green light out and go back to Alan.
Body systems for 15.
Body systems for 15 points. Teams, boxers who look like they're kind of vulnerable don't want to be punched in this bone that is sometimes known as a mandible or a chin. Whitehall.
Jaw.
Yeah, they're said to have a glass jaw. Good. Green.
Green things for 25.
Green things for 25. Big one in that category is a visual question. Teams, look at the monitor if you would. Teams, according to Joseph Priestley, hundreds of years ago, if you put a mouse inside of a sealed glass jar with a plant, the mouse will survive because it gets oxygen from the plant and the mouse gives the plant carbon dioxide. This made it possible for you to have in your classrooms today what self-enclosed ecosystems. Whitehall?
Terrarium?
Yeah, terrariums, absolutely. Good answer. Nice teamwork over there. Come on, guys, you need to talk more, talk more. Okay, go green.
Let's get physical for 15.
Let's get physical for 15 points. Teams, your question is all about fireworks. On the 4th of July, when the fireworks go off, because they are pyrotechnic and they give off heat, they are known as exo-what kinds of chemical reactions? Because they give off heat, they're known as exo-what kind of reactions? Lots of ferment over there. Kenilworth.
I like to pass it to Isidore.
Energetic reaction?
Ooh, not quite, not quite. Exo-what? That's what fireworks are. They're pyrotechnics because they give off heat. Whitehall?
Thermic?
Thermic. Exothermic is it. Yes, indeed. Boy, you guys keep coming up with those tough answers over there. Good teamwork. Go green.
Science potpourri for 25.
Potpourri, 25 points. Big one in that category. Teams, the sensing device called infracon is appropriately named because it causes lights to go off when you walk into a room based on motion and this. What else sets off those lights? It is called infracon for a reason. What else sets off those lights? Come on, Finn. What you
I'd
got?
like to pass it to Finn.
Finn?
Infrared?
And what is that?
It's a type of color that like people can't really see as well, I think. I'm not really sure.
No. The judges are saying no. Good try, Finn. All right. Thanks to Finn, you've got a little leg up over there, Whitehall. Infracon sensors that cause lights to turn on when you walk into a room respond to body motion and this.
Heat signatures?
Heat, absolutely right. Because infrared, Finn, is heat. That's what I was hoping you would have given me. I wanted to give you those points. Good try. Go green.
Super 8 for 15.
Super 8, 15 points. Teams, your question is as follows. Of the 5 birds whose names are on NFL teams, the only one that is non-predatory is this bird named for the red robes of Roman Catholic prelates. Whitehall.
Cardinals?
Cardinals, yeah, the Cardinals. The other one's the Ravens and the Seahawks and the Eagles and all. They're all these predatory birds, not the Cardinals, but they will eat bugs when they're breeding. Okay, good answer. Go green.
Let's get physical for 20.
Get physical for 20 points. Teams, it is almost possible, they're almost finished with a shoe that will recharge your cell phone. Yes, by moving, mechanical energy is changed into electrical energy. In fact, 10 of these W-initialed units of electrical power will be generated. Whitehall.
Watts.
Watts. Yes, 10 watts. Good, go. Don't yell at her. Everybody hold that buzzer. If you all want to hold it at the same time, do that, whatever it takes. Okay, go, Alan.
Super 8 for 25.
Super 8 for 25, big one in that category. Tough question. Teams, someone who shoots an animal and then stuffs it to display it is known as a taxidermist. But a person who classifies animals, giving them genus and species names, is known as one of these that sounds almost exactly like taxidermy. It's known as what? It's called taxonomy. Taxonomy is not taxidermy. Close. Green, go.
Green things for 20.
Green things for 20 points. Teams, if you go to the country of Portugal, some of the stamps are made of this outer layer of a tree's bark, the outer layer that has made of waterproof cells and famously bobs up and down in water. Kenilworth?
Fishing rod bobs up in water.
What you think?
I'd like to pass it to Finn. Plastic?
Not plastic, no. This is the outermost layer of the bark. Some stamps are made out of it in Portugal. This layer is waterproof, and famously, pieces of this can bob up and down in water.
Cork?
Cork, that's it, yep. Good, go, green.
Daylight science for 20.
Daylight science for 20 points, teams. Aristotle thought that heavier objects fell faster, but Galileo said, no, they don't. They all fall at the same rate. So he went to the top of this famous Italian building,
The
Kenilworth.
The Tower of Giza. The Leaning Tower of Giza.
Ooh, not quite, not quite. Right, judges? Nope. Whitehall. What famous Italian building did Galileo ascend and drop objects of different weights and found they all dropped at the same rate?
Leaning Tower of Pisa? Pisa?
Pisa, yes, not pizza, Pisa. You said Giza. Giza is the pyramids in Egypt. That's where that probably came from, Finn. You'd probably heard that. Darn. All right, go green.
Daylight Science for 25.
Daylight Science for 25 points. Team's two-part answer. Two-part answer. Listen carefully. This famous American statesman and inventor, that's the first part, because he is associated with lightning and electricity. Okay, all right.
Benjamin Franklin?
Okay, and I said it was a two-part question. You're going to have to read my mind.
Lightning rod?
Not lightning rod. Good try. All right, come on, Kenilworth. I want you to get this one. I want you to get to 100 points here. This famous American statesman and inventor, who we associate with lightning and electricity, gave these two names to the two different kinds of static electricity that are opposite in meaning. What are the two opposite terms and the name of the man associated with lightning? What you got? It's Benjamin Franklin, and the opposite terms are positive and negative. Positive electricity and negative electricity. Okay, we're down to the last four questions. Alan, you please pick.
Science potpourri for 20.
Potpourri for 20 points. Teams, doctors know by the smell of your breath what disease you might have. Because if you smell like beer, you got tuberculosis. If you smell like baking bread, you've got typhoid. And if your breath smells like rotten apples, you have an undiagnosed case of this disease where your sugar is not properly metabolized. Whitehall.
Diabetes?
Yes, indeed. Good, go. Oh, that says we won't go any farther. Our game is over. We'll be back with a wrap-up in just a moment. Don't go away.
If you're like most families, you probably have video game fans in your home. But not every game is right for every kid, which is where the ESRB ratings come in. They help parents make informed decisions for their kids. And there's an easy-to-use mobile app that gives you detailed info on specific game ratings. Video game consoles have parental controls that you can set to block certain games by age rating, so they get all the fun, and you get peace of mind.
I tell people I have 3 kids, one of them's adopted, I just don't know which one.
I can't imagine having to be in a birth mother's position to make that choice.
You know, I was kind of just asking her, you know, what is your motivation? Why are you doing this? And she looked at me and she said, because you can give my son a life that I could not.
We always tell her thank you. He is such a blessing to us.
Every day is just a ray of sunshine from him. So we're Chanda and Brian, and we chose adoption.
Welcome back to Science Bowl. Boy, that score doesn't reflect the talents of our players here today. Keep in mind, Kenilworth is their first time here ever. 4th graders, they made a wonderful start. We are proud of them. But our final tally today is Kenilworth 75, Whitehall. What a performance. 340 points. You are going to play Cesar Chavez. Let's see those big smiles over there. Aubrey says not yet. She's so serious over there. Look at all the alternates back there. Just wave. Sarah, Duncan, and Leah, and Miriam, and the 3 wonderful sponsors there. Miss Farmer, Miss Wine, Miss Malott. You know what to do over there, and you've always done it well. We'll see you next time on another edition of Science Bowl. Bye-bye now.